But I've gone ahead and kind of put wires on everything, and I'm going to try to glue this in the panel. We're going to just show this process. I'm gluing these wires down so they don't get ripped out. I'm using shoe glue here, trusty little shoe glue. And for putting the panels in, I'm going to run these wires through the hole. And I'm basically going to put this panel in here and try my best to basically get this line parallel with this line. And that's what I'm using as my kind of my symmetrical point. Because as long as it looks symmetrical, it should be good. These panels are actually press fit, so if I put them in the spot, they'll stay there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some shoe glue, along here. Put it along here. I'm just lining it, and what it's gonna do is it's gonna basically act like a tack weld and seal along the edges. Remember, I'm just trying to hold this in. Very low tech, but very, very, very effective. If I want to get it off, just rub it off my hands. Very nice. And then get my wires to the hole. Right. And now I have shoe glue along the ridge, and when I press down on the ridge, it'll basically mate with the shoe glue. Gonna make sure it lines up, looks good, cool. Obviously there's a bunch of dust on here. I'm gonna get that off before I put the lens on, but I'm not too worried about that right now. And now we're gonna go ahead and do the taillight side, the red side. I'm also going to secure the course of motion module. Cool, just like that. It's night, everyone went home. I can't resist the urge to finish this because we're so close to finishing. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start taking bolts off. I need a 10. So now that I'm ready to put these lenses back on, I'm gonna preheat the oven to 180. And I'm gonna go ahead and clean up all this residue from the glue and whatnot. Get all the fingerprints off. These lenses are already polished. These are cleared because I took the orange off. The clear lenses I'm using are illumaesthetic clear lenses. So we sell these in smoked and clear, and they're also available for other models like the 240 right here. So these are gonna go on here, give it that nice Nismo look, and we're gonna keep on assembling it. So we're gonna wait for the oven to turn back. Now we're gonna put the light in the oven for about 20 minutes to heat the glue back down and leave it there. Now that the core lens stuff is done and they look great, I'm gonna go ahead and do the wiring harness, and then it goes back on the car, and then we're done. All right, and now we do the second to last part, which is the harness wiring. Hooray, hooray! It's gonna consist of basically 3 parts. First, we're going to wire the turn signals to the turn signal wires. Then we're going to wire the dimming module to the dimming module wires. And we're actually going to leave reverse as it is. So this is going to be untouched. And then finally, we're going to add a load resistor so that the turn signals do not hyperflash. I'm going to start with the turn signals first. I have my turn signals wired right here through this hole just to keep it clean. I believe I pulled the bulb out of this. Yeah, there's no bulb in here anymore. We're just going to leave that there to keep it stock looking, and I'm actually going to cut these wires. What I'm going to do is I'm going to combine these 2 wires together. So go ahead and do that. I'm actually going to pull this out, and as soon as I cut that green wire, this thing's going to fall right out. So cut, come out. Put this back in just to kind of cover it up. And you don't really need to cover it up. It doesn't really help you because the butyl is what seals the light. Oops, I fucked that up. But it helps keep random debris out of the light, so I keep it in there. So normally we're in the habit of using bullet connectors, so that way it's removable. I decided to solder them today, don't know why. There's no big difference. Put my shrink wrap, put it through, and then go ahead and tin these wires. Other side is already tinned. Now I combine them. So for me, I made the purple power and the brown one ground. I'm just gonna solder it. Put the shrink wrap over. Hook this load resistor up to the tail light. The way the load resistors work is you actually wire it in line with the power, the power and the ground. So one side taps into power, one side taps into ground for the turn signal. So the way I like to do this is, here you can see this, by the way, it actually doesn't matter that much. It just depends on how hot it runs. I like to run these taps because they're removable. T-tap wire connectors, and the way these work is they're T-taps, right? But they actually also have spade connectors, so I'll kind of show you how that works. So we're gonna go ahead and spade connector the ends of this, and then I'll show you what happens after that. That's one. So both sides are spaded, and the way this works is this actually taps in, and what you're gonna see is it's actually gonna be able to slide in like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and tap this right here. Tap here. Grab my Big Daddy pliers. Those are in. Same thing here. Tap here. Cool. And it's recommended for you to double-sided tape load resistors actually onto the chassis because these do occasionally get hot. But that's done. Turn signal is now completely done. Now we need to tackle the actual brake and DRL. So what I've done is sometimes you might not know what colors do what. In which this case, I don't know if the yellow and green wire is brake or the white and green wire is brake. So what I did off camera is I put a light bulb in and then I probed this with power to see what got brighter. So in this case, the green and white wire on an R33 is the DRL and the green and yellow wire is the brake. On the dimming module, the white wire is DRL input and the red wire is brake input. So I'm gonna go ahead and solder those wires together. But first I'm going to cut this off, and I apologize for my hands. It touches the butyl and it's just not worth washing them until I'm ready to install. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut these. And I'm also just gonna cut these wires shorter just so I don't have so much excess wire. I'm gonna basically wire these accordingly. So black is gonna go to black for ground. Red is actually gonna go to green and yellow for brake. And then white is going to go to green and white for DRL. Tin the wires. cool. And now we shrink wrap it. And just like that, we're done. Hooray! I think. And let's go ahead and test it to make sure it works. That's DRL. That's reverse right there. Turn signal should be. Come on. There you go. That's turn signal. And you can see that at 2.38 amps, the load resistor is in fact working. So let's do the fun part. Let's put this on the car. Before I put it on, I just want to admire it. I want to admire how something so rare can look so ugly, but it's kind of cool though. So let's go put this on. Alright, now it's installed. Let's also make sure, I just wanted to show you these load resistors. I'm going to peel the tape off. They do have screws if you want to like metal screw it, but I don't ever feel like it gets that hot. But I'm going to put it on a metal surface like down here. So hopefully that makes sense. Just like that. Make sure it's on there. Looks like it's secured. And just like that, we are done. So let's actually find out what this looks like. Oh, I can't wait. Let's do the headlights on first. Nice. God, the LM tails are fucking ugly. And then let's do the hazards. Yeah, go LM tails. These are fucking ugly. I don't know if it was worth my time, but it's cool, I guess. So I'm by myself, so I can't show the DRL function, but oh, it illuminates the illumaesthetic logo. That's sick. But hopefully we'll do better shots or something when I have friends around, so I can show you the brake functionality. But yeah, let's cut to a few days later. What to say about this, to be honest with you. It looks fucking terrible. I don't know. It looks terrible in the sense that the design is awful. Like Nissan engineers, what the fuck are you doing? But the execution is cool. I mean, for something that I was making for fun, just to kind of show that we have clear lenses. Hey, we have clear lenses. Buy them on the website. We have clear lenses. But like, this was just a cool way to use the clear lenses and make something that I guess some of the Nissan fanboys and hardcore Nissan followers are aware of. I don't know. Do you guys think it looks cool? If you guys think it looks cool, I'll release the files, make them available for purchase as a kit, including the clear lenses are going to be available no matter what. But if you guys like this, let me know. I could put these on the website. You could buy this as a kit, assemble it yourself. We'll do it as a bundle, but yeah, let me know. Other than that, I hope you guys liked this video. Remember, there's a tutorial version here, and the regular version, which is the shorter entertainment version. So if you liked either version or you want us to continue doing both versions, let us know. We're still figuring out this YouTube thing, whether or not we like it. So far, it's been pretty fun. These are pretty cool things that I get to do, and it's just my way of transferring knowledge to you guys over other projects. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video.
Do you want those custom mods? We do it for anything you try. You want your ride to turn heads. This is where it comes alive. If you can imagine it, we can create it. Nothing is impossible with illumaesthetic.